que Él brilla 10 millones de veces más brillante que el sol. He's so pure that He shines more brightly, 10,000 million billion times more brightly than the sun. Su bondad es su gloria. Y Él es tan glorioso que nadie puede ver su rostro y vivir. His goodness is His glory, and He's so glorious you can't even look at His face and live. ¿Tú recuerdas cuando Moisés estaba hablando con Dios? Yo te ruego que me muestres tu gloria. I'm requesting of you, God, Moses says, show me your glory. What's it say? Go to Exodus 33. Listen to this. One more over. 33:19. One more, keep going. Oh, 19. Listen to what He said at 19. Éxodo 33:19. Y Él respondió, yo haré pasar toda mi bondad delante de ti. This is verse 19. God responds back to Moses. He says, I will make all of my goodness pass in front of you. What's the glory of God? It's His goodness. ¿Qué es la gloria de Dios? Es su bondad. Él es tan bueno, tan puro, que Él brilla. Tan brillante que no puedes ver su rostro y vivir. He's so pure and so good that you can't even look at Him, and because He's shining out with all this glory because of His purity and goodness, you can't even look at Him and live. He says to Moses, I'm going to show you my back, because if I show you my face, you're going to die. And I need somebody to lead my people. Yo te voy a mostrar mi espalda, no mi rostro. Si ves mi rostro, vas a morir. Listen to what Paul said about Jesus. Mira lo que Pablo dijo acerca de Jesús. 1 de Timoteo 6. This is 1 Timothy 6. El único que tiene inmortalidad y habita en luz inaccesible, a quien ningún hombre ha visto ni puede ver, a Él sea la honra y el dominio eterno. Amén. Who alone possesses immortality and dwells in unapproachable light, whom no man has seen or can see, to Him be honor and eternal dominion. Te digo una cosa. Para decir que Dios es bueno, es decir que Él siempre ha amado lo que es bueno Él mismo. Y Él es tan puro que ni siquiera puedes ver su rostro y vivir. To say God is good is to say He's always loved what is good Himself, and He's so pure in that way you can't even see Him and live. He's good. Can you imagine being so good that you just shine? ¿Te puedes imaginar ser tan bueno que brillas? No, en serio. Eres tan bueno que brillas. He's so good he shines. That's amazing, isn't it? Maybe you'll be amazed by that later.
Reminds me of Revelation, the Lamb.
Yeah.
Being the light.
Yeah. ¿Sabes qué? No vamos a tener un sol en cielo. We're not going to have a sun in heaven. Why? I mean, we're going to have a sun, S-O-N, but not a S-U-N. No vamos a tener un sol. ¿Por qué? Porque el cordero será la lámpara. O la lámpara. The Lamb will be the light. He's shining. I mean, it's going to be amazing. Just think about that. Okay, so God is good. Now, I want to show you how God is good in what He does. Dios es bueno en su naturaleza. Dios es bueno en sus obras. En sus obras ahora. De nuevo, Salmo 119:68. This is, again, Psalm 119:68. Bueno eres tú y bien hecho. Psalm 119:68. You are good. And you do good. Mira, esta mañana Tere robó parte de mi sermón. So this morning, Teresa stole part of my sermon. Okay? Now, how'd she do that? Well, I want to show you how God is good in His creation, and then if you understood what she said, then you'll know why. Yo voy a mostrar cómo Dios es bueno en su creación. Y si entendiste lo que ella dijo, tú vas a saber por qué ella robó parte de mi sermón. Sin saber. She didn't know she did it, but she did. Okay, alright, so first. ¿Cómo es que Dios es bueno en sus obras? Primero en su creación. First way God is good in His works, His creation. Después de terminar, día tras día, Dios vio lo que Él había creado y dijo, es bueno. You remember, after God finishes day after day after day, He looks at His creation and He says, that's good. Listen. ¿Alguna vez has pensado en lo que Dios ha creado? Have you ever just thought in what God created? De nuevo, piensa en esto. En Job, Él dijo que Él cuelga la tierra sobre la nada. In Job, He says He hangs the earth on nothing. Nothing. Where's the string? ¿Dónde está el cable que es atado a la tierra para colgarlo? No es. Estamos flotando y no estamos asombrados. We're not amazed by the fact that we're just floating along in space. And somehow we don't fly off the side of the earth. I mean, it's amazing, right? Pero aquí es la otra cosa. ¿Por qué es bueno lo que Dios ha creado? Porque Dios ha creado un reflejo de quién Él es. Sus huellas están en todas las partes de creación. You can see the fingerprints of God in all of creation, can't you? That's why it's good. Because it reflects Him. Isn't this true? La próxima vez que estás afuera y el viento está soplando, escucha bien. The next time the wind is blowing outside and it starts rustling the trees, listen. Todo el mundo está gritando su nombre. The whole earth is shouting His name. Now, let's get some Bible into that. Listen what Psalm 19 says. This was Salmo 19:1. Los cielos proclaman la gloria de Dios. Y la expansión anuncia la obra de sus manos. This is Psalm 19. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and their expanse is declaring the works of His hands. Salmo 19:1. Psalm 19:1. Mira, esta noche, si no hay nubes, esta noche, por favor. So tonight, if there's no clouds, I want you to look at the stars. Mira las estrellas esta noche. Ellos tienen un lenguaje. They have a language. Las estrellas están anunciando que Él es bueno. Ellos tienen lenguaje. They have a language, the stars do, and they're crying out to the whole world, He's good, He's good, He's good, He's so good, you can't imagine how good He is. They have a language. Listen to what Romans 1 says. Romanos 1:20. Porque desde la creación del mundo sus atributos invisibles, su eterno poder y divinidad se han visto con toda claridad, siendo entendidos por medio de lo creado, de manera que no tienen excusa. This is Romans 1:20. For since the creation of the world, His invisible attributes, His eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood through what has been made, so that they are without excuse. Mira, no me importa dónde estás. Tú puedes estar en África, en el desierto, y nunca has oído de Dios. Tú puedes mirar a la creación y ver que Él es bueno. Él está revelándose a través de su creación. I don't care if you're in the bush of Africa. You look up at the creation and you say, He's good. He's real. Nobody can say that they don't believe in God. Atheists don't exist. They're just not telling the truth. Los ateos no existen. Están mintiendo. ¿Por qué? Porque ellos pueden ver la bondad de Dios a través de lo que Él creó. Pero no solamente eso, el pináculo de su creación, humanos. Not just the created world, but also the pinnacle of His creation, us. Us. ¿Has pensado en tu cuerpo? Have you ever thought about your body? Bueno, yo estaba en 5 clases en la Universidad de Anatomía. Anatomía? Okay. I was in 5 classes for anatomy in college, and I was amazed. Yo estaba asombrado. Para doblar tu brazo, es increíble lo tiene que pasar en tu mente. It's so amazing what has to happen in your mind just to make your arm bend. I mean, we're like, doing this all the time. It's no big deal. But I'm telling you, it's amazing. Tu mente tiene que enviar señales a los músculos, a los otros, para enviar esto y otro, y tantas cosas que tienen que pasar solo para que tú puedas doblar tu brazo, y tú lo haces sin pensar en nada. I mean, it's just amazing how you can just sit there, bend your arm, you just drag your leg, your heart's beating, and you got potassium and sodium flowing in and out of cells, right? Membranes, and the brain is sending signals. It's like dendrites and stuff, and things are just going crazy, and you don't even think about it. It's just amazing. Look, Dallas is forming a baby in her belly. I mean, that's just amazing. Is it not? That's amazing, isn't it? Dallas está formando un bebé en su vientre. Eso es increíble. And she's not even thinking about it, right? Mira, por eso David dijo esto. This is why David said this. Salmo 139:14. Te alabaré porque formidables, maravillosas son tus obras. Estoy maravillado y mi alma lo sabe muy bien. David said in Psalm 139:14, I will give thanks to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul does it very well. Pero más allá de lo que Él creó físicamente, tenemos el hecho que Él puso su imagen sobre nosotros. More than what He created physically, we have this fact. He put His image on me. Dios Todopoderoso formó un hombre del polvo, de nada. Y una mujer a su lado. Él dijo, yo voy a coronar a ellos con algo que yo no he dado a ninguna otra parte de creación. He raises up people from dust. And He says, I'm going to give them something I'm not giving to anybody else. My image. And He crowns them with glory and honor. You reflect the glory of God. Broken, but you reflect it. Nosotros reflejamos la gloria de Dios. Mira lo que dice Salmo 8. This is Psalm 8. ¿Quién es el hombre para que de él te acuerdes? Y el hijo del hombre para que lo cuides. Sin embargo, lo has hecho un poco menor que los ángeles. Y lo coronas de gloria y majestad. This is Psalm 8:4-5. What is man that you take thought of him, and the son of man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than God, and you crown him with glory and majesty. Mira, Dios es bueno en sus obras, en su creación. God is good in His works and what He has created. I just want to say this. I really do. Mira, escúchame bien. ¿Sabes por qué aborción? ¿Esa es la palabra? Aborto. ¿Sabes por qué eso pasa en nuestro mundo? Do you want to know why abortion happens in our world? Porque es raro ver la dignidad de una persona hecha en la imagen de Dios. It's rare to see the dignity of a person made in the image of God. I want you look at everybody. Just look at everybody. Mira a los otros. Mira, ahora, hazlo. Just look at everybody. Look at everybody. This is amazing. Ben, a pesar de todo lo que yo pienso, él es milagro. Despite everything I think about Ben, he's a miracle. No, I'm just kidding. Jessica es un milagro. Edgar es un milagro. Teresa es un milagro. Son milagros. You're a miracle. It's amazing, God. Don't walk around and be like, oh wow, there's Chris again. No, walk around and be like, there's Chris. And he's still living. This is amazing. Es bueno. Dios es bueno en su creación. Pero también Dios es bueno en su provisión. God's good in His creation, but He's also good in His provision. La bondad de Dios es la razón que Él muestra misericordia a toda criatura, incluidos aquellos que lo desprecian. You want to know why God shows mercy I'm talking to everybody. It's because of His goodness. The goodness of God is the fountain through which His mercy flows to people who will despise His name forever. They will never love God. And He still shows them mercy. Mira, cuando vas hoy para comer almuerzo, escúchame bien, estás comiendo misericordia. ¿Recuerdas eso? Remember this when you go to lunch today. I don't know where you're going. You're going to go to a restaurant. You're going to go home, something like that. But remember this. You take that first bite, you're biting mercy. Estás comiendo misericordia. You're eating mercy. You're breathing. Mercy. Misericordia es eso. ¿Por qué? Porque yo estoy dependiente de Él para darme las respiraciones que yo uso para glorificar su nombre. I'm dependent on Him to give me the breath I use to glorify Him. I'm telling, listen what Psalm 145 says. Who cares what I say? Listen what Psalm 145 says. Salmo 145, 15 a 16. Los ojos de todos esperan en ti. The eyes of all look to you. Y tú les das su comida a su tiempo. Abres tu mano y colmas de bendición a todo ser viviente. Listen to this. And you give them their food in due time. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. ¿Cuántas veces has pensado, yo no tengo lo que necesito? How many times have you thought, I don't have what I need? Huh? A lot? Bueno, mira. Dice que Dios da su comida a su tiempo. Cuando yo necesito comida, yo la tengo. Es increíble. God gives them their food in due season. When you need food, you have it. Tell me if that's not true. I mean, it's just there. You're like, how's that happen? Well, McDonald's was open. No! I mean, goodness gracious. God opened McDonald's to give that to you. Estoy en serio. Y mira, Dios da regalos, 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 tras regalo, tras regalo a la gente que nunca le agradecerá. He gives gifts after gifts after gifts to people who will never thank Him, just like every person in this room, como nosotros. Bueno, ya lo sé, no tienes que confesar. You don't have to confess, I already know it, about you and about me. Mostly you, but me too. I'm just kidding, Richard. I'm just kidding. But escúchame bien. No damos gracias a Dios por la mayoría de sus regalos. Ni siquiera damos cuenta quién nos ha dado. We don't give thanks to God for the majority of His gifts because we don't even know He's given them to us. Y día tras día tras día, Él da regalos a nosotros. Regalos a nosotros. Y Él no recibe nada. Eso es la bondad de Dios. What does God get for giving me this breath? What does He get for giving me food? Yeah, it's like, well, I said a prayer before I ate. Really, bro? ¿Eso es agradecer a Dios como Él merece? No. Su bondad es la razón. I want you to listen. Listen to Matthew 5, 44 to 45. Escucha Mateo 5, 44 a 45. Amad a vuestros enemigos y orad por los que os persiguen para que sean hijos de vuestro Padre que está en los cielos. Dios dice que necesitamos amar a los enemigos. Listen, but I say to you, love your enemies, pray